It's the Mark and HooGie Show, featuring this week's guest, Wayne and Frank from Hatebreed.
Hey, what's up? It is the Mark and HooGie Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. And HooGie, you are on the road, as people can tell, a little bit of a different background there.
I'm out of the closet. I'm actually HooGie on the road. I got this. I'm in America. HooGie got out of Canada. I came down to the States here, and I'm helping Mr. Eric Bass from Shinedown, who I've worked with on and off for the last decade. We're getting the new studio ready. Next year, the band's going to be recording their 7th record. So, yeah, just been hanging out with him and a couple of my friends down here.
The Bear.
Oh, yeah, the Bear. So, yeah.
Which is originally from Canada, that Bear.
He is originally from Tilbury, Ontario. Yeah. A good friend of mine, Josh Thibodeau, his company, True Life Mount.
What, was the bottle shoved inside the bear?
Okay, there's a story behind the bear.
Okay. All right.
Barry and Eric from Shinedown had this thing where they wanted to get, they always said they're going to get a bear for the studio.
Okay.
Holding a Newcastle because that was his drink.
Oh, I see.
And he's coming out and he's clawing. So me and Barry were talking about it one day.
And now you broke the bear.
No, the bear's right here. Me and Barry were talking about it one day, and I'm like, I can make that come. I can make that vision.
I can make all your dreams come true.
And he didn't believe me, and yeah.
You know, for people who may not know,
never doubt me.
That's what I was gonna say. I have doubted you a couple times, and we haven't known each other that long. I mean, for what, about a year and a half, 2 years maybe. Yeah. And I've learned. If HooGie says he can do something, it's, you know, you want a toe, he'll get you a toe by 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Might take a minute, but yeah, for sure. Depending on the color, but yeah.
Never doubt this man. By the way, HooGie, I need to give you a list. My wife wants a bunch of vegan stuff from America. Yeah, the vegan marshmallows. And I would like some better made potato chips, maybe a couple other things.
My father-in-law wants me to grab a box of them.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I want you to actually go to the factory in Detroit, bring a garbage bag, and they will just fill it up and weigh it. They will. You can bring whatever you want. They will fill it up, and then they just put it on a scale. They weigh it.
Wow.
At least pre-COVID. Maybe things have changed due to COVID.
I want to try that. I'm coming home with chips for everybody.
He's getting a whole transport truck. Sir, what's in the back? Chips.
Just
and
chips.
Marshmallows.
Vegan marshmallows.
And
vegan
some Verners.
Chip dip.
Yeah. Some Verners for the family.
Diet Verners.
Yes.
Best with the whiskey. Or Boons.
All right. We got some cool guests today, and we're trying something new. Our first time ever chatting with two people. We have Wayne and Frank of Hatebreed joining us this week. They got a new album dropping next week, so we're going to talk about that and a bunch of other stuff with Wayne and Frank of Hatebreed. So that should be fun. And hopefully all goes well because we've never done a show with two guests.
Also, buy our merch.
Yes, buy our merch.
Well,
Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming.
Yeah, if you want it in time for Christmas, and you better place that order.
We might be leaking a little promo code soon.
Yeah?
Little discount code soon. So, hey, Black Friday's coming. We got to take care of you guys, the fans. So stay tuned.
Absolutely. All right, there you go. HooGie's our merch guy, as you can tell. I edit the videos. HooGie takes care of the merch and getting bears. All right, Wayne and Frank of Hatebreed coming up next right here on the Mark and HooGie Show. Hey, what's up? It is the Mark and HooGie Show, and this week we got Wayne and Frank from the band Hatebreed joining us. What's up, guys? You got a new album dropping next week. You got to be pretty pumped about that.
What's going on? Yes, finally. I mean, the thing's been done since January. We went in the studio last November for pre-production, so haven't been on the road since October. So it's been a year since we've even played a show.
Yeah, so basically we have an old record coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already
Yeah.
forgot the songs already. I got to go back and relearn them.
So this album has been, you finished it before COVID and everything started, and then it was supposed to be out like back in the spring, and then it got pushed back just because of COVID pushed everything back, right?
Yeah,
Well,
it was supposed to be out in May. Actually, we had a
wow.
whole tour, world tour scheduled with Parkway Drive, starting in March, and we were going to do Europe, Australia, US, all this, and everything got postponed. And then I'm just happy, the album's actually coming out this year because I didn't even know if it was going to come out this
yeah,
year.
I mean, we shut it down in October, I think, last year, and not knowing, of course, and just because the last album cycle had been running on fumes. I mean, it's been 4 years, so there was no more touring to be done. Had we known what was coming in March, though, we would have definitely squeezed 6 months more probably out on the road. So we kind of stopped a lot earlier than a lot of other bands have. I mean, it's been well over a year now since we've been on stage.
Yeah.
Longest ever.
It's got to be kind of weird, like you guys said, like all these songs are old now to you guys. I'm sure you've already been writing new songs, and you're like, shit.
Now I haven't even thought about that. I've
just
been wanting this one to come out so bad, been waiting for it to come out. But yeah,
I mean, they're old. They're old, but they're not, because they obviously we haven't had a chance to perform them live at all. So I think it's a kind of a blessing that 6 months later the record's coming out than it was supposed to, because by the time we actually do start touring again, whatever that may be, at least it's 6 months newer than it would have been. You understand what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. I think that's a good thing. So
did you guys go back at all and like kind of adjust anything? Or did you just kind of leave it alone, or did you go back and make some tweaks?
Because it was all set. Like it was literally at the record pressing plant.
Oh, jeez.
And it was like ready to go, and they were like, "Nope, stop!" And they literally it was all done. The artwork, the photos, everything was all in place to be made, and so that was it. So they stopped it. I think Nuclear Blast even like kind of shut down mostly.
Oh, yeah.
So there was no going back at that point.
It was weird how like nobody was even like releasing singles, like nothing. Like Shinedown released a single, but it was a charity single, and then that's kind of what you got, right? Like you got a couple charity singles here and there. Now it seems as though bands are starting to release new music again. I guess probably because everyone's hoping that shit gets back to normal.
And I think there just hasn't been anything else going on. So
right.
Actually, we released a single on Valentine's Day, so that was still. COVID wasn't a thing yet,
right?
Really, and then we thought we were just starting the path to everything opening, starting over again, and then that was it. So at least we got one single before COVID, and then that was When the Blade Drops. It's not even on the album. It's like just a streaming single, which is some weird new thing they do now. I guess it's kind of weird to me, but I don't know.
Oh, there's so many bands who just have 2 or 3 singles, and then it's like, yeah, they're not even going to put that on an album at all now, right? Some people are just like, not even going to do albums, just do singles. Is that something you guys have thought about?
Well, it's a different time. I mean, it's a short attention span YouTube generation. I mean, this isn't like it was in the 70s and 80s, where bands were putting out records once a year. Times have changed, and it is common for a band to release a single or just a single song and that's it, or a couple songs here and there, especially like in hip hop and things like that, stuff that's popular and rules the airwaves. But it's common now for bands like us to release a song, leak a song, and that's not going to end up being on the record. So
right.
And that's what we've done this time. Now, I don't think it's something we've done before, but it's something we've done now. Some people are a little angry about it, that it's not on the record, because the track listing's out there. And a matter of fact, some of the pre-orders the fans have already gotten. But it's a little different than it was back then. I think in the 70s and 80s, when you had records and cassette tapes and there was kind of really no way to get that song, you can still hear the song. You can still get on iTunes, Spotify, whatever, and hear the song. So it's not that bad.
Do you guys worry, do you pay close attention to when you're coming out with an album? All right, this things have to be in a certain order, because, putting songs, and maybe I'm just old school where I still listen to CDs, the whole way through, but I think order is important. when you're releasing right? But you got to make sure it all kind of meshes together sometimes.
Yeah, there's definitely an order. I mean, I don't have any say in that. And, you know, I don't think Frank really did either. We kind of, that's like Jamie does a lot of that stuff, especially with the record label. Like he'll ask our suggestions, and, you know, we'll kind of give input, but there's definitely just some kind of magical formula, I guess, that they feel will work the best. So yeah, it's definitely something to that.
Yeah, sequencing, it's super important. I think that especially nowadays, like we talk about short attention span and stuff, you want to load up the beginning of the record. It's no secret, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The first half's got to be loaded up, but then, you know, you think about monotony and things like that. I think the fourth or fifth song on the record is "Cling to Life," which is the tempos and the paces and the whole vibe of that song is a lot different than the songs that come right out of the gate hard. So you have to break it up, you know. The running order of the record is a very important thing, especially nowadays.
Yeah, "Cling to Life," that's, I think from what I've heard, that's a song that I guess is a little bit maybe different than things you guys have done in the past.
Oh yeah, that one's like, it's definitely like slower. It's like slower, but it still has that chugging like kind of riff, and it, you know, it's bobs your head. And for me, it has this nice kind of extended melodic guitar solo in it, which is always good when I get a chance to play guitar solos, because, you know, we're not really Hatebreed's not known for guitar solos. So when I get a chance to doing it, it's always cool, especially like that length. Usually it's like this short little thing, and I was, you know, in the studio, and Zeus was like, "No, keep going. You still got more." I was like, "More? All right, cool." So yeah, that one I definitely like.
Yeah,
a lot.
Wayne's playing is far above and beyond the requirements for Hatebreed. So anytime he gets a chance to shine like that, so.
It's got to be the strings.
Oh yeah, SIT strings. The SIT strings. Wayne Lozenek signature, 11 to 58, standard C tuning, works every time.
Every time.
Is there ever a concern? Like, do you guys think about, you know, maybe not venturing too far off the page? Because sometimes, you know, you get those fans who are like, "Oh, you know, I don't. They've changed their sound or this," but then you also get the fans that are like, you know, complain if everything sounds too alike. You got to have that happy medium, right?
We're not Rush, you know. They don't expect us to progress like that every record. I look at bands like AC/DC and Motorhead. Speaking of AC/DC, I mean, the world's on fire right now with their record. I mean, that thing is, people are going crazy over it. So, and
it sounds like every other album.
It sounds like the past 40 years.
I think that you can't drive people away from what brought them there in the first place. Certainly, I think the first record that we really changed things up on was a self-titled record. And from there, you know, it's maybe call me crazy, but I think that was the furthest we really ventured with the sound. But now you can hear, you know, tidbits of things that we did on the record throughout the three records that came out after it, including this one. So we have a bubble that we work within, and we know what works and what doesn't. I mean, it's not 1997. We're not playing to the sweaty basements of the hardcore scene in America anymore. There's people that love radio rock bands that like Hatebreed, and we're the most extreme thing that they listen to. There's people that like death metal and hardcore, and we're the most mainstream thing that they like. You know, it's good to be a fish that's in every lake. You know what I mean? To make an analogy out of it. So
we still have the same like basic sound, but we try and maybe slightly push it a little more advanced, I guess, and mature as we're getting older. So it's still, we're not going too far away from the sound, but, you know, just to give you a little more than the average thing, just every album, I think.
Well, the album drops on November 27th, so next week. It's called Weight of the False Self, a new album from Hatebreed. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in just a couple minutes with Wayne and Mr. Frank from... Can we call you Frank, or do you like Florida Frank? What do you prefer?
It doesn't matter. I'm home in Florida now. You can call me whatever you want.
Wayne and Florida Frank of Hatebreed. We're coming back in just a sec right here on the Mark and HooGie Show.
Hey, this is Nick Perry from Nick Perry and the Underground Thieves, and you are watching the Mark and HooGie Show.
Spartan Brews Coffee Company, simply the best coffee in the world. Spartan Brews Coffee Company is determined to provide coffee drinkers an uncompromising roast that is extremely pleasing and provides a smooth taste with just the right amount of body that every coffee drinker will appreciate. Visit them online at SpartanBrews.com and use our promo code MAHS20 to save 20% off roasts. That's MAHS20 at SpartanBrews.com.
Why leave the house to go shopping when you can buy from your couch? Buyfromyourcouch.com strives to give their customers unique quality products and service at the absolute best price. Choose from one of their fashionable and washable masks and keep yourself and others safe. Plus, check out their top quality shirts, bar supplies, and more. Just visit buyfromyourcouch.com.
True Pura CBD, a new CBD brand from the creators of Incredibles. Love yourself and enhance your wellness with trustworthy CBD products by True Pura. Use our promo code MH15 at checkout and save 15% on your order at truepura.com. That's promo code MH15 at checkout over at truepura.com.
Bestronix Pro Audio, providing high-end and durable audio cables for the professional musician. All cables are custom made to order and manufactured right in the USA using premium components. Check out our custom pedal board and rack builds. Visit best-tronics.com and don't forget to follow us on our socials.
Homegrown Boons Bourbon, founded by American singer-songwriter Tyler Boone from the Striped Pig Distillery in Charleston, South Carolina. It's 117% proof, 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% barley. True American-made bourbon, aged in brand new American white oak charred barrels. Order a bottle online today. DrinkBoonsBourbon.com. Will soon be available in Edmonton, Canada, and in Europe. Would You Rather is brought to you by Spartan Brews Coffee Company. Visit them online at SpartanBrews.com and make sure to use promo code MAHS20 to save 20% off all roasts. That's promo code MAHS20 to save 20% off all roasts at SpartanBrews.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Mark and HooGie Show. Spartan Brews presents Would You Rather. Make sure you use our Spartan Brew code to save 20%. MAHS20. So, would you rather? Basically, we're going to present you guys two questions. From there, you let us know what you're thinking. So, I'm going to start off with the guy on this side of me, Wayne.
Oh,
There you go.
So, would you rather a golden voice or a silver tongue?
I'm going to go with a golden voice
Yeah.
so I can sing sweet melodies to you.
So
Hoogie.
those backup vocals.
Yes.
Sometimes if you check my Instagram, you'll catch us singing very late night on the bus drunk.
Oh, yeah.
You're lucky enough to catch it before I wake up the next morning and realize that it needs to be deleted. But in all fairness to Wayne, it's usually me that's very out of key.
Okay.
People would
Alrighty.
definitely be surprised if they heard what we were singing along to at 3 a.m. on the front lounge of the bus.
Well, now I want to know. Like,
Now we got to find.
70s soft rock and just yacht rock, if you will.
We've done some heart
anything.
harmonies. Me and
ooh,
Frank.
what about like some Journey, Love and Touch and Feel?
Oh, yeah.
Sure, I
We
mean,
even go 80s journey.
it's everything from Kiss to England Dan and John Ford Coley
Nice.
and Boston and just it could be anything. Charlie Daniels.
Nice.
Hatebreed Holiday.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the real thing.
Oh, geez,
Alrighty.
amazing. All right. Well, I'm going to go with Frank then. All right, Frank, would you rather constantly itch or always have a lingering cough?
Itch. I'm fidgety as it is, so I feel like I have a constant itch. So I don't want to be coughing all the time, especially nowadays. People will be like wanting to kill me if I'm coughing around them.
Is
Yeah.
it not weird how like now, like I coughed at the grocery store the other day and not, I don't have COVID or I don't think, but even you just clear your throat, just like, and people like all of a sudden everybody
You
stops.
got to watch it.
And it's just
you
looking.
gotta watch out. Can't do anything.
Yeah, no, I'll it. I'll it. It's fine. Whatever. I mean, it will both be terrible to be itching and coughing. But this game from the first two questions, I would call this the lesser two evils. Not what are we calling it? What is it called?
Would you rather?
Would you rather? Yeah. I guess it depends where the itch is too. Like, is it an itch on the bottom of your foot, or is it like an itch on your, middle of the back?
Yeah, I didn't consider that. So
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to think a little bit more before I answer the next one here.
All right. Well, I guess I got to go with you next, Frank.
Okay.
Frank, who would you rather cover a Kiss song? Taylor Swift or Katy Perry? And what song?
I'm gonna go with Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And I think a good one to have a female vocalist sing like that probably would be. I mean, I would go with the obvious, like the "I Was Made for Loving You." That would
Nice.
probably, that'd probably go over good. I mean, she could probably do that and turn it to a hit for herself. So, it's that kind of song. So, I would go with her.
Okay.
All right. So I'll go with Wayne then. Okay. What would you rather? Only be able to tour in Europe or only be able to tour North America?
Oof. See, it's a tough one because
you're going to hurt feelings.
Yeah.
No, not even that. It's just Europe definitely has the better festivals. There's nothing like touring Europe in like the festivals are huge. They love it. I love it. Seeing all the bands, all that stuff. But I think for the US, it's just more comfortable and natural. The fans are great anywhere. So like as a personal, like maybe comfort level of knowing everything, the US, but for the festival vibe, Europe.
What would be easier, I guess, to tour, if you don't mind me asking?
To me, easier was US. You just, people speak English. You know what you're talking about. You got the same kind of money.
You're not
on the
trying to
right
figure
side.
out.
You know what side of the road to drive on and walk on. There's just so many things. I mean, it's great everywhere, but it's just
you don't got to get to a weird country and find weed or.
No, I don't have to do that. No.
I've heard coffee, even depending where you go, even like trying to find a good cup of coffee. I think it's England though that like has horrible coffee from them.
But you know what? There's a lot of Starbucks everywhere around the world. So
true. Yeah, now I guess Starbucks.
If you want to get kind of like
everywhere.
consistent, you could find one of those.
I'm trying to get up. Well, I'm trying to get up on Saturdays and watch college football and a lot other. Well, and nowadays with technology, it's easy, but not with the time change. You know what I mean? The time change is a big thing. So that conflicts with stuff, or like we like to go out and have drinks after a show. A lot of these towns in Europe, they're closed. Everything's closed. Everything shuts down at 6, 7 o'clock at night. So
really,
yeah, it does close a lot earlier. Do you guys collect anything like specific from every country that you've been to, or like myself? I started the Starbucks cup collection, and I've got like 72 of those things. And I tell you, my better half will kill me if I bring another one in my home.
I got one from Czech Republic. That was the only thing I was closest,
like a Starbucks mug.
Starbucks, yeah.
You can get them in every country. Yeah. I got them.
I think that's the only one I got from a different country.
I already have huge collections of stuff from this house, so that would just not even acceptable for me to do that. So I've taken over the house with the things I collect here, and then I can't. There's no room for other things. So
plus, not to mention the Kiss Museum he's got going on over there.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole room in here, and that's where we are now. If you can see it, and everybody, it's a money pit, and it's just it's massive and. But I just it's my wife, like you said, my wife would kill me, and it's just not good. So I see cool stuff. My neighbors and a good friend of ours, they do the Starbucks cup thing. So sometimes find myself lugging them, from another country home just for them. So
see, does that count though? Like, isn't the whole point? I've gotten in arguments with people about this where one of my friends like, it doesn't matter. But then another one's like, well, no, you got to go visit there to be able to get the cup.
Oh, yeah. Well, this person's more of a Starbucks and coffee person, I think, than they are concerned about getting, cool things from all over the world. So, but I hear you. Definitely. You should have to go there and get, one of the things that I collect is there's only 4 baseball stadiums I haven't been to. And then one of my other rooms in the house is it's a sports memorabilia and stuff. So I buy the mini bat from every ballpark. I have them in a glass case with the ticket stubs and a collage in a frame too. So that's another thing that I collect. But that's a perfect example of being there actually and doing it.
Right.
It sucks because some of the stadiums that I'm missing, I've been to, but there was no baseball game going on at the time. So
which stadiums have you not been to then? You still need.
I'm missing Chicago White Sox. I've been to Wrigley. I'm missing Cincinnati Reds. I'm missing San Diego Padres, which we played a show there not long ago with Dropkick Murphys, and we were actually it was right behind the stadium, and actually the loges that they used for the guests and the businesses and the corporations, that was our dressing room. So I not only was there, I was in the stadium, but there was no ball game going on. So that one's a real teaser. And Boston will be, it's one of the last ones. I'm a Tampa Bay Rays fan, so I can't stand the Red Sox. So that'll be a kind of go in and look around and leave real quick. So
we did have a cool experience one time in Cleveland where that was Frank's boy over there. We got to go inside the locker room and meet some of the players before the Yankees-Indians game. And then one of the players, Shelly Duncan, who used to be on the Yankees, actually took our self-titled CD at the time and played one of our songs as his intro, like walkout music. So that was cool.
That's cool. Definitely. And these guys are all Yankees fans, so it was a dream come true. My buddy that I went to high school with, he's high up in the Indians organization, and we were out on the field while Jeter and them were out there taking practice and stuff. We're screwing around in the bullpen with the phone and stuff, and it was a good time for sure. But it's one of those perks. It's one of those perks of being able to tour all over and get some spare time and get out and see some things.
Yeah. That is true.
Amazing. Well, there you go. Spartan Brews presenting Would You Rather. Again, use our promo code at SpartanBrews.com. Save 20% with code MAHS20. All right, we're going to take another quick break. We're going to come back, and we're going to answer some questions coming up in just a couple minutes right here on the Mark and HooGie Show.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Eric Bass from the band Shinedown, and you are watching the Mark and HooGie Show.
Adventure Mystic is Mystic, Connecticut's premier paddle sports destination, featuring bike, kayak, and paddleboard rentals, sunrise, sunset, and full moon paddle events, kayak and paddleboard lessons, tours, and private parties, paddleboards, skateboards, snowboards, and so much more. Now shipping anywhere in North America. Order online at adventuremystic.com and follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Support the Mark and HooGie Show by purchasing your very own Mark and HooGie Show merch. Shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, and even flip-flops. You know you want to walk all over them, just like their kids do. So head over to the merch page at themarkandhoogieshow.com today.
Rev Amplification is committed to innovation, tone, and service. Check out the new Alpha Series, the all-new G20 and D20, as well as our great line of pedals. The plan from the start with the G Series pedals was to recreate the tone of our amplifiers. You can pick that up in one of the 3 options, the G2, G3, and G4 pedals, and they're available today over at revamplification.com.
WB Gear. We are determined to help get artist endorsement and the gear you need. Featuring brands such as SIT Strings, Prestige Guitars, Bestronic Pro Audio, Rev Amplification, Guitar Gifts for You, Neat Audio, Big Ben's Nut Sauce, Intune Guitar Picks, Mental Case Inc., Rockstock Pedals, and Barefoot Buttons. New artists can apply at WBGear.com today.
Prestige Guitars. We manufacture both solid and semi-hollow body electric guitars, bass guitars, and acoustics, using only the top components. Whether you're on stage, in the studio, or at home, Prestige Guitars will ensure that you sound, feel, and look the best each and every time you pick it up. Check out our new custom shop online at prestigeguitars.com. Ask a Question is brought to you by Adventure Mystic. Adventure Mystic is Mystic, Connecticut's premier paddle sports destination, featuring bike, kayak, and paddleboard rentals, paddleboards, skateboards, snowboards, and so much more. Now shipping anywhere in North America. Order online at adventuremystic.com and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Hey, what's up? We're back. It is the Mark and HooGie Show. We got Wayne and Frank of Hatebreed joining us. Their new album drops next week. It's called Weight of the False Self, and dropping on November 27th. You can pre-order it right now. It's time for Adventure Mystic to present Ask a Question, adventuremystic.com. So the question will pop up on the screen for you guys, and then you can answer it. So we'll start with question number 1. Here we go.
The breed, boys, let's go. First of all, Mark and HooGie, doing a great job. Keep it up. Second, Frank, I don't know if it's my memory or what, but when did we go from Frankie 3-Gun to Florida Frank? That would be my question. And Wayne, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you started with the band and then came back. I believe it was around the tribute album, and I was like, who's this guy? Great stuff. The new album is a banger. Keep up the good work, boys. I love it. And remain diehard.
That's those are some great questions, and thank you for the kind words. The first thing about the nicknames is the name Frank Three Gun originates from an incident that happened a very long time ago when I was roadieing for a band called Integrity, who I later would join. And long story short of it, the singer of the band gave me this nickname because of an incident that had happened where, they were carrying guns on the road and the police were coming because there was some huge fight with the singer, and they were like, hold on to these. And I was like, are you kidding me? I think the police coming, I have 3 guns on me, then I'm done for good. But nobody knew who I was because I was just roading for the band. So I had to hold on to these. And then the singer from then on called me that, and people started calling me that. It wasn't even a thing that I liked, really. I mean, I got asked about it so much a long time ago that I would just give a different answer every time. It was ridiculous. But our old tour manager, Jim Chinney, hi Jim, who's a great friend of ours. He even has the Hatebreed tattoo on his arm. He was calling me Florida Frank long before I moved down here the second time, because I was always vacationing and stuff down here and always talking about Florida. So I just kind of went with that, and since then I've moved here, and I've been down here actually 12 years now. So that's the origins of the name and where it came from. So it was kind of me wanting to drop that other name anyway, which I always wanted to do. And you can't just not have a name. So
you can't just be called Wayne.
I get it.
That's Wayne. Wayne has nicknames. Wayne Sid.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Waniacs are his fans, and breed, and all this stuff. So,
was there a second question? It was kind of breaking up.
I think it was more of a nod to you, and in regards to when you joined the band, right. He was just floored and
cool. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Those kind words.
He's pretty on it though. He's pretty knowledgeable about the band, and he knew exactly when you came back and all that stuff. So shout out to our diehards, and thank you for
Definitely.
That.
The real fans out there.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, let's go to our next question.
Greetings, Mark and HooGie. Well, let's see. The question I have to ask you gentlemen is, what is the one thing that you will do after all this pandemic crap is over? Friends or family? Have a good day, gentlemen.
Oh, sure. You had lots of time to think about that as well.
I'm going to go out to the bar and drink tons of beer and watch tons of bands playing around tons of people.
Nice.
That's what I'm going to do. Frank?
I'm going to go and enjoy things to the fullest because we haven't been able to do that. We're pretty lax down here compared to some other states. We try to do stuff outside and away from people all the time, like fishing or being distanced on the beach, or I go kayaking and stuff and get in the water with the man.
Florida's like totally open. Do they even have code down there?
Yeah, we do.
Have you heard of it?
I don't live in a major city either, so it's not as strict where I'm at, and I try to get in the kayak and. You made your way
to Disneyland too, right?
I've been to Disney a few times, but we just go with my drinking team, and they're very strict over there with everything. And even though I've been over there a few times, I haven't been on any rides. We just go there and drink, and you have to wear the mask.
There you go, kind of similar.
You have to wear the mask unless you're drinking. So
okay.
So are you doing like the Epcot around the world, and you just say, all right, I'm going to go to Canada, I'm going to go to Germany?
Yeah, I have a drinking team that's 40, 50 people strong that we've been doing. Yeah. We've been doing that for over 10 years. The Walt Disney World drinking team, and we have the shirts, and we check off the countries on the back. It's like a serious thing. People fly, people in the band have came and done it, and people fly from all over the country and do it with us. So we do that about once a month. But even if you're moving and have a drink in your hand, Disney, they got people walking around saying, nope. They're like, you have to be sitting and not moving in order to have that mask off. So even if you've got food and a drink in your hand and you're walking, they're like, no. So it's real strict. And the parks are like 25 or 50% capacity, and that's it.
Oh, wow.
So,
I feel like there's probably cheaper places to drink though than Disney.
Well, there is, but you have to realize most of us are cast members or annual pass holders. So it's not like we're paying
True.
we're not like we're paying I always tell people that come down here and have no way to get in. I was like, well, I just want to warn you, this is the biggest cover charge you're ever going to pay to get into a bar in your life. It's like $150 for the day just to pay to go spend $100 to drink. So there's a reason why we only do it once every month or once every 2 months. So yeah, it's not cheap for sure, but
I have a 6-year-old, so I know and I've been to Disney, I think 4 times already. So I'm
my wife.
Well aware.
Last time I actually saw you in person was in February when I came back from the Disney cruise.
Yes. My wife and I are huge Disney people. We got married at Disney World, and
nice.
We're Disney Vacation Club members and all that. So it's less than an hour away, but we can go over there for a few days and feel like we've gone someplace really far away. So.
Nice.
Well, I know next time I go to Disney, I'm calling up Frank and I'm going to be like, all right, Frank, let's meet in Germany.
Let's get you signed up on the team. We've got to get Wayne down too. So maybe we can get you guys down together and knock back a couple. So
stop in Canada for a poutine.
Yes.
It's Moosehead, Labatt, all that stuff,
All right, let's go to our next question.
Quick question for Wayne and Frank. What's your favorite songs off the new album? And what's your favorite city to play in when you actually get to hit the road again? And what the hell are you doing with Mark and HooGie? Blessings.
Well, I'd say my favorite songs are probably Cling to Life, A Stroke of Red, and Invoking Dominance. I think those are really good.
My favorite song didn't make the record. It was a single that we released prior, but when the Blaze dropped. But I like Slaughterlust, Instinctive a lot. So those two. I'm glad that those were two of the first songs of our new songs that were released anyhow, because I enjoy those. And kind of I think more than most, but it's cool that we have different answers, not the same.
That's the thing. We all have our own opinions. Like people think you're all think exactly the same. And that's why when we're trying to pick the singles, we all have different answers and what should be the single, what should be the video. And, just everyone has their own taste, just like anyone else out there. So it's just that those are mine. Those are Frank's, which is good.
Nice. And then what cities are you guys looking forward to hitting again?
Where do you love to play the most?
I have to say, I know it's going to sound kind of weird, but I always love coming back home to play Connecticut, because it's always like the love that the state has for us, since we're like it's our hometown and everything. And it's like just seeing all the packed shows every single time we play. And it's like a whole different feeling, like coming back and just seeing like the smiles and everything. And I love it.
I like to be in Hawaii. I mean, I've been all over the world. It's my favorite place, but we don't get to play there that often. It's usually on the way home from Japan or on the way to Australia or something like that. As far as the States are concerned, I like to be in the South, even though the shows aren't as good there in most places. I enjoy the food. I'd love to be in New Orleans. There's great food there, and there's always a party afterwards.
Oh yeah, New Orleans, as far as being there hanging out, that's one of my favorite places to hang out.
We try to make late bus call when we're in New Orleans.
Yeah.
As far as the fans concerned, it's hard to beat the Rust Belt. Places like Cleveland and Detroit and Buffalo, those places are just, and Detroit, especially where we did the DVD.
Even Montreal is always good too.
Yeah, Montreal for sure.
Yeah, Montreal Montreal's a big metal city, right?
Oh yeah.
Those industrious cities, go for it. Pittsburgh's great always. Yeah. And then heading all the way out east to, like Wayne said, getting back home for the hometown shows for the band in Connecticut. I enjoy coming to Florida because it's like going home to Cleveland, where I'm originally from, but the guest list doesn't have 500 people on it.
Right.
So there's only a couple people down here. When we're at home, I've got like 75 people on the guest list. So
it's like when HooGie and when Shinedown plays Detroit, HooGie just turns his phone off. From the moment they announce that show until the day after it. He doesn't answer his phone.
They did a show on my birthday in London, Ontario.
So about an hour.
Like
from,
an hour
yeah,
from my
from where
house.
he
And
lives.
it was, I think I had 35 people on the list.
Well, it's funny when we play Connecticut because I'm not from there, and the bus. It's funny, the bus is parked in front. You'd figure all these family and friends, this big thing. The bus is parked in front of the club, and there's people, their friends and family knocking on the door all day.
Yeah,
and none of them are there. None of them show up until like 5 minutes before we play, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
So it's Wayne will hang a little bit. But the other guys are in and out, and it's funny.
I'm more the I'm the social one of the band. I'm the social butterfly.
Well,
you're the mayor.
Yeah. I tell people they're not on the bus. They don't believe me.
As a crew guy, yeah, those are some of the longest and hardest days is a band's hometown show.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because everybody, you don't want to offend nobody. You don't know who they are, and everybody's
I love
somebody's cousins, brothers, sisters.
I love it because I know the show's going to be insane as far as the crowd, but then I don't have to deal with any of the hoopla like they do. So
there's so many people. Like our guitar tech has to deal with people coming up on stage, and they don't know who it is.
Oh my god!
It's people getting yelled at. It's crazy.
Oh, it's like, don't you know who I am?
Yeah.
I'm his 8th cousin.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, Wayne!
Yeah.
I'm his mother's neighbor.
Crowd.
Yeah.
I drank with you at the bar last week. Remember me? Yep.
You don't remember? 8 years ago. Remember?
Yeah. Can I have a pick? Stick?
Yeah.
Gentlis?
All right, let's go to our next question.
Hey, Frank and Wayne. My question for you guys is there a band that you guys enjoy touring with? And also, is there a band that you probably wouldn't tour with again in the future?
Wow.
I have bands that I like to tour with because they're fun and our friends and hang out with. Unearth, we have a blast with those guys. Those guys like to drink and have a good time. The Obituary tours were awesome. Those guys are a good time. Bands that are fun to party with and stuff. Then
Shadows Fall was together.
Shadows Fall was a blast back in the day.
Dude, all those tours we did together with Lamb of God when I was with them and you guys.
Like, Lamb of God.
Every time you guys came on, it was a Hatebreed holiday. We just and I'd end up double dipping. I'd help you guys, and it was fun. I always love those times.
The last Devil Driver tour was a lot of fun because we'd be out at the bar, and sometimes their bus call would be like an hour later. So I'd be at the bar, it'd be like midnight. I'd have to call, text the tour manager. I'm riding with Devil Driver, so we got 1 extra hour just to get that extra hour to party with. So that's fun.
And then you have bands that you love the music so much you wish you could tour with all the time. I love touring with Napalm Death because I can sit there and watch those guys play all the time. I'm sure Wayne's got 100 more bands than I do of bands he loves to watch and be on tour. There's a lot of different answers for that.
Yeah, Black Label Society. I mean, just watching Zach every night from. When I was a kid, listening to him in Ozzy, so that was great touring with him every night. Stuff, So there's so many bands.
So who would you not like touring? Like, who do you not want to tour with again? Or do you prefer?
Well,
don't want to say.
Trapped.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but there's plenty. No, we tried having a hip hop artist out with us once. Stillborn Fest, we had Necro out, and it just didn't work. Our fans, they're an Ozfest crowd for the most part, and they didn't want somebody up there doing that. They didn't, and I know nowadays it's a little different because the younger hardcore bands are a little more open to that and a little more hip hop influence. But at that particular time when we did the Stillborn Fest and we had Necro out, half the crowd had an open mind, and the other half were swearing and throwing stuff, and it just didn't work,
I think he actually jumped into the crowd and started fighting some of the people.
Oh, geez.
A couple of shows.
So it's we just. I think the safe answer is we don't care to tour with something that's going to jeopardize us. It's hard enough for us to be able to try to do this for as long as we want, by making smart decisions, and anything that's going to jeopridize that, it's going to have to get deaded right away. So.
Plus, we're lucky because we can play with hardcore bands or metal bands, and we somehow fit in with both genres of music really well. So we can we could do a tour with Agnostic Front, 1 month, and do Slipknot the next one, and
sure.
So
I think it helps that the band has been around for so long as well, right? You guys have earned that,
right?
Where and bands, I think you've earned the respect of so many bands out there, right? So I think that helps.
Yeah, once people realize that it's not as rowdy as they think it is, and we're a little more professional than they thought we were, or whatever. I think that you're talking about going way back into the band's beginnings. But I mean, we toured with Motorhead, we toured with Five Finger Death Punch. You know, we toured with Slayer. We've done huge festivals with. We've done the Ozfest more than any band besides Ozzy or Zach. We've done more Ozfest than any band there is. So there you go. If Sharon and Ozzy can trust us, I guess, then why can't anybody else? So
I miss Ozfest.
Oh
man.
yeah,
Like,
that's my favorite U.S. festival, definitely, hands down.
Yeah, that and the Mayhem Fest kind of took over where that left off, and then that was gone. So it's
I know they keep. There's rumblings about another one coming back, but
maybe
I
there
don't know.
was when COVID came.
Well,
everything got shut down,
maybe not
so.
anymore.
Yeah,
unfortunately. Yeah, I know Danny Wimmer's trying to, do a lot of stuff in the different cities, right?
Yeah, those are cool. That's like the closest I think to Europe that the U.S. has had. So it's cool to do those, like, Rockville and
Sonic Temple, Rock on the Range.
That stuff. Yeah, those are definitely cool.
Chicago open air. The only problem with these now is it's still mostly mainstream bands, because when you go to Europe, you play Hellfest and Grasspop Festival and Bloodstock and all these festivals, it's a lot more extreme bands because you've got more stages, and and it ends up being a lot more people too. So I think that they got the right idea as far as the camping and the 3-day weekend thing goes, but they really need to start including more extreme bands.
Well, and I think again, you mentioned that, Sonic Temple, for example, formerly it used to be called Rock on the Range, right? They're limited size wise with the venue that they're at, right? So it's almost like, well, if you want to make it bigger, you may have to end up leaving Columbus where it happens, because they're even right now they're squeezing 3 stages into this stadium.
Well, and, I think Incarceration Festival in Mansfield, Ohio, is really growing into something big.
Yeah,
and,
that's a cool one.
How hard would it be to take something outside of Columbus, where 15 minutes outside of Columbus, you're in the country? We all know that, as with any major city, usually in the United States. So it can be done. It's just going to take a lot more work. So.
Yeah, that Incarceration one's cool, and then you can go tour the jail and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool.
All right, and our final question, it comes to us from Red Cup Jeff.
Hey, Marcus and HooGie, Red Cup Jeff, checking in again. This time, I've got 2 questions for a band called Hatebreed. These are hardcore legends. They've been around since the 90s. They've had multiple hits, multiple tours. They've toured with some of the biggest bands in the world, and they are now one of the biggest hardcore bands in the world. But I've got a question for Frank Novinek. It's a new concept. Tell me what you think. Hatebreed meets the Phantom of the Park. Can you imagine if Abner Devereaux came back and he wanted to attack another band? What better band to do it than with Hatebreed? Would you guys be up for doing a cover of Rip and Destroy, or would you do your own songs? And then I've got a really tough question for a guy named Wayne Lozenak. Man, this guy started the band. He's been with the band off and on. I need some career advice. I want to know. Everybody wants to know. Should I get into music? Should I get into a band? Or should I just get a day job? I mean, it's a tough question. I don't know if you can have the answer to this one or not, but please, let me know. I want to know. Everybody wants to know. Red Cup Jeff, out. Till next time.
First of all,
that was great.
Jeff has been on every show and has asked a question to every guest, and he's never gotten Mark's name once right. And I think he's fallen off his game.
Yeah, Marcus. I think
Marcus. That's the like he's called you Manowar. He's called you
Mansfield, Matthias.
And the correct pronunciation is Lozenak for everyone listening out there. A lot of people don't know it's Lozenak.
Okay.
It was good. He was close.
I had a feeling when he said it, I'm like, ooh, I wonder if he got that right.
All right. Obviously, Frank, I'm sure, would agree with doing Hatebreed meets the Phantom of the Park. Definitely.
For those at home that don't know, what he's referring to is in the 70s, Kiss made the terrible mistake of putting out a made-for-television movie called Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. It premiered on Halloween night in 1978. It was made by Hanna-Barbera, and it was one of the most watched things on television that year. Unfortunately for Kiss, they don't know how to act, and it was pretty much laughed at. and it's something that they wish that they didn't do to this day. But it's one of the greatest, worst movies you ever see in your life. So if you get a chance to see it, it's where a guy runs a theme park, and he's a deranged scientist, and he captures Kiss, and he doubles them. He makes doppelgangers of them, and they go and ruin the park. And they take one of their classic songs, "Hotter Than Hell," and they turn it into their own song called "Rip and Destroy," which is what he was referencing in the question. I would love to do that. What a great idea!
Oh yeah, that's the best. I never heard.
I'm sure I can act better than Ace Frehley. So I think that it would be great. I really think it would be awesome. But will it happen? Probably not. Maybe we could do a low budget version of it. But when I was a kid, and you have to realize in the 70s, I was, as Wayne was, a huge Kiss fan. We were young kids, and we were sucked in by all that imagery and stuff. So it wasn't like you had YouTube and you could watch these concerts. So this was your big chance to see them other than on the record covers and the posters. So to see them moving around and all that, and even the little clips of them playing live, it was as much as I look back now and it was funny, I remember being a little kid thinking it was the greatest thing in the world. My parents were, this is the stupidest thing I've ever watched. But it's I doubt without that band and maybe that movie that I'd be here doing this interview.
Yeah, that started me off too. That's the first band I ever got into. I just posted on Twitter when I was 5 years old. I was Paul Stanley for Halloween. I had the full makeup, a wig. I had my mother's platform boots, and she put silver necklaces on them so they looked like the chains kind of that he has. And this is funny. This is true. It's funny that he said that. Back in the early 2000s, me and Larry Dwyer, the other original guitar player of Hatebreed, were at Toad's place in New Haven, and we went to see a Kiss tribute band, and we were obviously wasted, all drunk, and they started playing "Hotter Than Hell." We literally got up there, grabbed the mics, and started singing "Rip and Destroy" at the show while they were playing. They're looking at us like, what the hell is going on here? So for anyone to even know that reference was insane that they would ask us that. There's a little trivia for you.
But what we really want to know is, being somebody that was in the band and then quit and went back and drove the coffee truck and came back working for the band, is it knowing what you know now? And where you are in your life right now, should you try to be in a band or should you get a regular job?
I would say do it, man. Just try, and if it doesn't succeed, at least you tried. Because when I was in the band when it started, I'm like, we're playing all the little VFW halls and teen centers. I'm like, this band's not going anywhere. I'm not going to quit my job. And I was in college. I'm going to quit college to play hardcore shows on the weekend. And then, as the years go by, when I wasn't in the band, I'm looking at magazines, heavy metal magazines, Hatebreed's in there. And I'm like, oh man. Then I see Jamie's the host of Headbangers Ball. Of all the people in the world that could have been the host of Headbangers Ball, it's Jamie, the teenager that was booking hardcore shows in Connecticut. And then I was like, and so then I actually came back as the guitar tech, which I'm sure a lot of people don't know that, in 2006. And I was Frank and Beatty's tech when the 2006, right before Supremacy came out. And then by some crazy chance, which I never expected or even thought of, Sean quit. And then I came back in the band in 2009. So I'm lucky I just got the second chance to be back in it and doing what I love for a living. So yeah, so do it. Just do it. Drop everything. What do you got to lose?
Well, and Jeff's already got the gimmick going, right? The whole Red Cup gimmick.
Perfect.
So I think that's right there. He's already got that part solved. So
apparently he was on wrestling there this week too. Something he did with Chris Jericho. He's best friends with Chris Jericho. He hosted Chris Jericho's birthday party.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Chris is super cool. I see him when I do the Kiss cruise all the time, and we shoot the shit. He's another huge Kiss guy.
I was going to say he's a huge Kiss fan, right?
Yeah. We always talk on the Kiss cruise, and he's a fan of Hatebreed, and he's a great guy and a great ambassador for metal. Obviously, he has his band too, so he's one of the best dudes.
I think I'm one of the only people who still call his band Fozzy Osbourne, which was the original name for the band. I remember the first cover. It was Blizzard of Oz, and instead of Ozzy's face, it was Fozzie's face.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I know. Way back. I'm aging myself.
And
All right, there we go.
and then we have Blizzard of Laws right here.
That's me. I do have guitar picks with Blizzard of Laws on them.
Nice.
In the Aussie font.
Amazing. Adventure Mystic presenting Ask a Question, adventuremystic.com. All right, we'll come back and we will wrap up with the guys from Hatebreed in just a few minutes here on the Mark and HooGie Show.
What's up? This is Ben Wells from Blackstone Cherry. You are watching the Mark and HooGie Show.
Guitar gifts for you. A personalized guitar strap. They're embroidered, affordable, and professional looking for that electric, acoustic, classical, or even bass guitar player. All guitar straps sold are genuine Levy's products. And they're all fully adjustable. GuitarGiftsForYou.com. That's Guitar Gifts, the number 4, the letter U.com.
The meanest beard products in the world. HooGie here, and I gotta tell you, I've been utilizing the meanest beard product in the world for some time right now. It's helped my beard come in full, luscious, and, well, what more can I say? Save 15% using the meanest beard discount code MB15MH. Find us on the web at meanbeardco.com.
SIT Strings is celebrating 40 years. We believe that great tone starts with great strings. Manufactured in Akron, Ohio, we're a small but mighty company made up of guitar players, bass players, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, country music fans, metalheads, 80s rockers, and even the occasional jam band guy. Visit us online at sitstrings.com.
Support the Mark and HooGie Show by purchasing your very own Mark and HooGie Show merch. Shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, and even flip-flops. You know you want to walk all over them, just like their kids do. So head over to the merch page at themarkandhoogieshow.com today.
DeanBlundell.com is Canada's premier blog and podcast network. Our unique group of broadcasters, athletes, writers, and production specialists cover platforms that range from music, sports, radio and television, marketing, self-help, and even comedy. 11 podcasts, over 20 bloggers. Pure content madness. Check it out for yourself at DeanBlundell.com.
What's up? This is Tommy Vex from Bad Wolves, and you're watching the Mark and HooGie Show.
Hey, what's up? It is the Mark and HooGie Show. We are back with Wayne and Frank from Hatebreed. New album going to be dropping November 27th. It is called Weight of the False Self. Looking forward to it. You guys have released a couple tracks already, but again, the full album dropping next week. And you guys are keeping busy. I know this album's been done for a while, which we talked about. It's kind of old, I guess, for you guys, new to all of us. But you guys are keeping busy. Frank, you got hot sauce? You have like a hot sauce company?
Well, I've been wanting to make hot sauce forever, and there's a company in California called Hella Hot Sauce, and he's done stuff with Guar and the band Ghoul and the band Exhumed, and we've made Florida Frank's Florida Heat now. There it is.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's made with Trinidad scorpion peppers.
What?
It's very hot. It's very hot. I'm gonna, what the hell?
Stop! He's drinking the hot. Dude,
wow, that's nothing to Frank. Frank's tough.
Are you one of those guys who has to put hot sauce like on your cereal in the morning? Oh, there we go.
I use the saline solution on my contacts.
Oh my God!
Everybody seemed to love it, and he sent me the samples, and I thought for sure that we were going to go back and forth because he makes a lot of hot sauces with like fruit and stuff in them and like peach and all this. I thought we were going to have to go back and forth, and he really knocked it out of the park the first time. If anything, I thought it was too hot. And then I was going to go back to him and be like, look, it tastes great, but you got to tone it down. Then I started thinking this is going to be Hatebreed fans, man. I don't want them to be like, oh, that's pussy shit. I could eat that on anything. So I was like, let's leave it be. And everybody seems to love it. And I can't keep it stocked. He's just finishing up the third batch. So sorry, I'm burning up over here.
I was gonna say you drank half the bottle, bro. Like you're sweating over there. Your face is red.
Jesus. If you follow me on my social media, Florida Frank on Instagram or Facebook, I'll have the link to my web store, and you can buy it on there. It's really good, and I'm not just saying that. I'm a huge hot sauce person, and this is like a dream come true for me. It's like it goes beyond bragging rights just to have my own hot sauce. So.
Well, I feel like you wouldn't put your name on it if it was shit,
like I said, I thought it was going to be a lot of going back and forth, but you really knocked it out of the park. So
actually, I'm still waiting for my bottle. I haven't got one of those, Frank.
You haven't?
I haven't. I haven't even tried it.
You'll be the first one to get yours when I get the next batch.
Nice. Right. I'll be waiting.
And you can wash it down with some beer.
Oh yeah.
As well.
And Wayne's going to tell you all about our beer that we have now.
Yes. We had at least something came out of this pandemic while we were doing nothing. We actually got together with a local brewery called Witch Doctor Brewing in Southington, Connecticut. And, they asked if they want to do a collaboration with beer. So we came up with our own beer kind of flavor. It's not like the fancy IPA craft beer kind of thing. It's more of a Pilsner lager.
Well, I mean, it's Hatebreed. You can't be coming out with hipster.
Exactly.
You need the fucking metal beer.
Coffee beer.
Me and Frank don't drink that craft beer kind of stuff. Some of the other guys in the band might, but we don't.
Frank, are you going to make it up there?
You're right. Taking swigs as Wayne's talking. I'm like, the guy's dying already, and now he's finishing the bottle off.
The beer's great. It's a German lager, and it tastes really good. And every time I drink it, it just reminds me of being in Germany and those great beers that we have when we're over in Europe. And
it's called Breed Brew. That's the
Breed
name
Brew.
Live for this lager.
You'll have to pull up the graphic.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's great. It's now in cans, and we're working on shipping it worldwide right now. So that's coming soon as well. But we've had a couple events we've done at the brewery since it came out, so that was nice.
Will you get it stocked
to like a show vibe? We had kind of like a meet and greet / beer tasting, socially distanced event, which was cool. That gives something to the fans, during this.
Were you all there for it, or?
Yeah.
Nice.
I flew up, and there's been 2 so far, and Jamie now has Josta Pasta. So that's a real.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Oh, yeah.
This is a real thing.
A real thing.
Perseverance. What is it? Perseverance Penne, I believe.
Okay.
So of course, awesome. I still have my SIT strings.
One of our show sponsors.
That's right. Wayne Lozenek signature 11-58. Perfect for C or B tuning. SITstrings.com. Check it out.
So I guess the goal now is to come with some recipe that has Breed Brew, for Florida Frank's Florida Heat, and Josta Pasta in it, and come up with some recipe or something like that.
You need a Hatebreed sauce, like a pasta sauce that could maybe you mix in your hot sauce, like a spicy
and the beer
marinara,
a little beer,
yeah.
Beer based.
I love to cook. I really do. I do all the cooking in our house, and I really thought that's what I was going to do when I was younger. But I would love to make a YouTube video or even a show and have something like that on there.
I'm gonna have to think of something, maybe like Wayne's wasabi or something.
Yeah,
Could add that to Frank's hot sauce. We'll be all set.
Wasabi, there it is. Loznak linguine. That'll be
perfect.
No, I
don't want to compete with Jamie. That's all I need. We're good.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be food, but maybe you could come up with your own weed blend or something.
Actually, me and Frank don't smoke weed. We're like,
well, you don't have to smoke it; you just sell it. I'm just trying to make you some money here, dude. I mean, it's pretty much legal everywhere now,
true.
right?
Okay, that's CBD. True. Come up with a CBD.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Speaking of, we have a CBD sponsor.
We do have a CBD sponsor. Yeah, perfect. All right, I'm going to have to get some of this pasta, some of this beer, and some of this hot sauce. HooGie, when you come back, because HooGie is on the road, by the way, which we barely even addressed, the fact that, are you at Eric's house right now?
I am. I'm in my room at his house. Yeah.
You've been given a room.
And the bear.
Nice. All right. Well, guys, I'm looking forward to checking out the new album. I'm going to drop November 27th. So next week, Weight of the False Self. And hopefully we'll be able to see a tour on this album, within the next couple months. Hopefully shit will get back to normal. They say we're pretty close to a vaccine at this point, whatever that means.
We'll see.
So, yeah. Right.
Would be
All
nice.
Right. It would be. But yeah, pre-order the album right now, save it on Spotify, or even better, go to your local record store and pick it up again on November 27th. Appreciate you guys joining us today.
Cool. Thanks,
guys. It was awesome. This was super cool and super chill.
Yeah. And now you got to go drink a ton of water, Frank, because you just drank a bottle of hot sauce.
I'm about to go in the kitchen and cook dinner.
Nice.
All right, there we go. Wayne and Frank of Hatebreed. Thanks so much for joining us this week. It's the Mark and HooGie Show.
All right.
The Mark and HooGie Show. Visit us online at themarkandhoogieshow.com.